Would you believe that one of Africa's major cities is also one of the world's most affordable? Today, we're diving into the fascinating economic paradox of Tripoli, Libya.
And what makes this particularly interesting is that Tripoli ranks in the top 5% of least expensive cities globally. We're talking about number 8,852 out of 9,294 cities worldwide.
That's incredible. But I'm guessing there's more to this story than just low prices?
Oh, absolutely. According to recent data, a family of four needs about $1,378 per month for basic expenses, excluding rent. That's roughly 7,483 Libyan dinars.
And for a single person?
About $374 or 2,030 dinars monthly, again without rent. But here's the catch. The median after-tax salary is only $312.
Wait, so the average salary doesn't even cover a month's expenses?
Exactly. It only covers about 0.7 months of living expenses, which creates a significant challenge for residents.
Let's break this down for our listeners. What are we looking at for housing costs?
Well, rent in Tripoli is actually 93% lower than in New York. A one-bedroom apartment in the city center costs around $206 per month.
That seems incredibly affordable by global standards.
It is, and you can find even cheaper options in normal areas for about $98 monthly. A three-bedroom apartment in the city center runs about $376.
What about utilities? Those can often be a hidden cost.
Utilities are surprisingly low. For a typical apartment, you're looking at about 155 dinars monthly for electricity, heating, cooling, water, and garbage combined.
And internet connectivity?
Internet runs about 166 dinars monthly for unlimited data at 60 megabytes per second or higher. Mobile plans with calls and 10 gigabyte plus data cost around 39 dinars.
Let's talk about daily expenses. What does food shopping look like?
A family typically spends about $480 monthly on food. Basic items like bread cost around 1.29 dinars per loaf. Milk is about 5.67 dinars per liter.
And eating out?
A meal at an inexpensive restaurant costs about 25 dinars, while a three-course meal for two at a mid-range restaurant runs around 100 dinars.
Those prices seem quite reasonable. What about transportation costs?
Transportation is very affordable. A one-way ticket on local transport costs just 1.5 dinars, and a monthly pass is around 72.5 dinars.
And for those who prefer taxis?
Taxi start fare is 5 dinars, and waiting time is about 25 dinars per hour. Gasoline is extremely cheap at 0.15 dinars per liter.
That's remarkably low for fuel prices.
Yes, but there's an interesting detail here. According to recent central bank reports, there's no recorded income from fuel sales in the local market.
That seems concerning. What does that tell us about the economy?
It highlights Libya's heavy dependence on oil exports. The central bank reported 14 billion dinars from oil sales in just the first 2 months of 2025.
Yet that wealth doesn't seem to translate to local development?
Exactly. The bank's reports show no expenditure on development or emergency funds, despite significant oil revenues.
How's inflation affecting all this?
Recent data shows inflation at 2.6% as of November 2025, up from 2.3% in October. That's actually quite moderate compared to historical rates.
And what's the outlook for economic growth?
According to World Bank projections, real GDP growth is expected at 13.3% for 2025, with the oil sector growing by 17.4%.
Those are impressive numbers, but how does that affect the average person in Tripoli?
Well, non-oil GDP is only expected to grow by 6.8%, which more directly impacts daily life for residents.
So there's quite a disconnect between oil, wealth, and local living standards?
Precisely. While Tripoli is very affordable globally, the average salary of $312 makes it challenging for many residents to make ends meet.
What about quality of life indicators?
The city scores 49 out of 100 on quality of life metrics, ranking 694th globally, in the top 72% of cities worldwide.
That's quite a contrast to its affordability ranking.
Yes, and it really illustrates the complexity of Tripoli's economic situation. Extremely affordable, but with significant challenges.
Let's talk about groceries. How do prices compare to other cities?
Basic items are quite affordable. Eggs are about 8.17 dinars per dozen, tomatoes 1.52 dinars per pound, and chicken fillets around 9.36 dinars per pound.
And imported goods?
Those tend to be pricier. Imported non-alcoholic beer costs about 3.63 dinars per bottle, and imported goods generally carry a premium.
What about housing utilities specifically?
For a family in an 85 MEP2 flat, utilities run about 264 dinars monthly. A single person in a smaller apartment pays around 185 dinars.
Those numbers seem quite manageable.
True, but remember the context. When the median salary only covers 0.7 months of expenses, even these relatively low costs can be burdensome.
What about entertainment and leisure costs?
A basic lunch menu in the business district costs about 27 dinars, and entertainment options are limited but generally affordable.
And healthcare costs?
Basic medical supplies like cold medicine for a week cost around 4.62 dinars, but comprehensive healthcare data is limited.
Looking at all this data, what's your key takeaway about living in Tripoli?
The city presents a unique paradox, extremely affordable by global standards but challenging for locals due to limited income and development.
And what about future prospects?
While GDP growth looks promising, the lack of development spending and heavy oil dependence suggest continued challenges for everyday residents.
That's quite a complex picture you've painted.
Indeed, and it shows how raw economic numbers don't always tell the full story of living conditions and opportunities in a city.
What would you say to someone considering moving to Tripoli?
They should look beyond the attractive price tags and consider the broader economic context, including job opportunities and development challenges.
Any final thoughts on Tripoli's economic future?
The key will be diversifying beyond oil and investing in local development. Without that, the gap between affordability and actual living standards may persist.
Well, this has been a fascinating look at the economic realities of life in Tripoli.